Today we're addressing perspective. We're going to start with our 1-point perspective. Simplified, perspective is just a point where all of our lines are headed to. Okay, so I have a 1-point perspective on the screen. See how they're all going straight there to that little area, that little dot, okay? And here we have what's called the horizon line, all right? And once we get across that horizon line, you see how when I'm drawing them, it's still, those lines are still getting sucked into that 1 point, but they kind of change directions in a weird way, if you see what I'm saying. Some people will say this is like, you know, a mouth on something eating all of the lines. I also like to think of it personally as a black hole, that all of these lines are getting stretched and pulled into that point, right? That's what we're seeing. And we're already on to 2-point perspective, okay? So you might have figured this out already, but 2-point perspective just means that we have 2 points that those lines are getting brought into, okay? They're getting pulled into those spots, all right, those points, right? And sometimes we kind of change the angles of things, right? A lot of times we'll see this drawn like this, and people will do kind of like a city block corner, right? Like a row of stores or something like that. It could also be maybe the front of a train, and we can move that vertical line as well. But those 2 points, you can see them to the left and the right, where all of those lines, right, they're going to go there no matter where I draw a line. Those lines are going to get pulled to those 2 points. They look like pluses on the screen. We'll get a better view of those hopefully on our 3-point perspective video. But as you can see, again, we have our horizon line, right? And those lines kind of change direction as they're all trying to go in there. Now, 2-point perspective and 1-point perspective we're only 1 and 2 points, right? 3-point perspective, easy enough, is 3 points. So we're going to have our 3 points here, okay? And what's going to happen is this is kind of something I'm going to talk about in a little bit with real photos, but we're going to use something, I like to think of this a lot of times is used with things like a worm's eye view, or if there's a superhero kind of standing over someone, we have those 3 points, and it's kind of, we would look up at a building. Like if you've ever been on a city block looking up at buildings, right? If you've ever gone to New York City or Boston or anywhere, Chicago, where there's big skyscrapers, right? You would look up at those buildings and go, oh, okay. You kind of almost are craning your neck, right? And almost you can kind of feel it in the back of your neck, like you're pulling your head back so far that it almost kind of like hurts a little bit in the back of your neck. Don't hurt yourself, but that's kind of how it feels, where you're kind of lifting your head so much, right? And you can really feel your neck stretching out. And again, we have our horizon line, right? If I'm trying to draw horizontal lines here, we've got that horizon line right there, okay? And that lets us know, right, kind of where those lines are going to change directions, right? Those angled lines, okay? The main thing I want you to take away from this first part, though, is that depending on what point perspective you're using, 1, 2, or 3, all the lines are going to get pulled into that point, right? Into that 1, 2, or 3 points, okay? So as you can see here, we have the directions, and it's, you know, we're pulling into each point here, right? The points to the left and the right, and even the one up top. It's actually off of the canvas, but it's up there, all right? So you would be able to see this, and sometimes you don't see them as easily, and they're not as extreme as these examples, but we'll see in real life here. Okay, so here is an extreme example as we're looking up out of this, I'm assuming kind of like a canyon or a cave or something, right? Well, all of these lines, it's kind of easy to see once you start looking at it, because all of the lines on the side there are traveling where? Well, if we look really close, what's happening? We can see that all of these lines are traveling up the sides here, right? If we followed these lines almost with like our fingers or our eyes or something like that, right? We can see they're all kind of converging on this point. They're all coming together, in other words, on this 1 point, right? And that's what we're trying to do. So in this image, okay, I would call this image a 1-point perspective image, okay, because of that. That's kind of, and it's even when we're looking at the image. Remember I said that thing about looking up at the skyscrapers and it kind of like hurting your neck a little bit? It's kind of how I feel when I look at this image, okay? So this guy I would say is probably a 1-point perspective. Now, what we also call this is a worm's eye view, okay? So when we're looking up at buildings or when we're looking up through this giant canyon, right, at the sky, probably beyond, it's because worms are really close to the ground, okay? So there's another version of that, right? We're looking up at this tall skyscraper and we're gonna go up with our lines here, okay? And we're gonna look and kind of see where our lines are converging, okay? And this one, I want to see if you can figure out what it is. I'll give you a minute and see if you can figure it out. And hopefully I won't write it on the screen before you figure it out, but just take a minute. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. So this guy is a 1, 2, and I'm gonna scooch up here, 3. Okay, so that's a 3-point perspective. A lot of buildings and skyscrapers, when you draw them in things like comic books and that sort of thing, you'll probably see them in a Superman or Spider-Man or Batman, right? They tend to be 3-point perspectives in most cases, okay? So now we're on to a new photo. And this is what's referred to as a bird's eye view, okay? I'm just gonna kind of draw some lines here and kind of figure out where our perspective is. And it's not always super easy. Sometimes it's a little hard. I'll be honest with you, I struggled a little bit with this one. It wasn't as easy for me to see, and it's not as extreme as our examples were, okay? So things may be disappearing off the picture into the distance, right? That point that we're going to, right, that perspective point might be off of the canvas. And then we also might think, well, okay, we're also looking down at the city, streets and city blocks. Well, those buildings, the sides of them, may be getting pulled down to a perspective point down there as well, okay? In the end, I want you to remember it's not important that you label each of your drawings perfectly or accurately of, oh, well, this is a 3-point perspective, this is a 2-point, this is a 1-point, this is a 4, 5, whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? It's just part of helping you learn how to draw it better, okay? And draw it more 3D, right? We're thinking in 3D, so 3D perspective is part of that, okay? And so when we draw this bird's eye view, okay, we need to remember the perspective just like we needed to remember it with the worm's eye view, okay? And then we have, just kind of standard views and stuff where we're on the street, if we were talking face to face as 2 people, that's another kind of viewpoint you can have. But in general, if you want something to be kind of cinematic, okay, you want it to have kind of that power and impact, you would have a lot of times use a worm's eye view or a bird's eye view. And at the top, like with buildings, a lot of times they're wider at the top when you have a bird's eye view. Okay, so think almost like a funnel shape if you've ever used a funnel to maybe pour something into a container, like I'll do it sometimes if I need to refill our spice jars or something in the kitchen, or if you ever help your parents do something, to fill up a bottle or something like that. Like I know if, you help your parents maybe change oil in the car, that's something to do. Don't do that without them, okay? Make sure you're staying safe, but, we use funnels for things like that, okay? So another thing you can do if you're having trouble identifying the perspective in this picture is, or in any picture, is find kind of a simplified shape. So on the roof here, we got this little box on top here. It's probably some sort of rooftop access, right? And what we can do is recognize that this is just a rectangular prism, okay? And we can use that rectangular prism to kind of start to identify what direction the lines are going in. What direction are they kind of coming closer together towards that point, right? They're converging, right, on that one point. And where are they going away from each other, right? Where are they wider, that kind of funnel shape at the top? So that helps us to identify what our perspective is in an image, maybe if we're using it as a reference. As always, I want to remind you that I believe in you. I know you got this. I'm sure you're getting better every day. Hopefully you're surprising yourself. Hopefully you're remembering to tell yourself that you're doing a good job. I believe in you. Keep believing in yourself.